global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings today. This past few days has really been an eye opener for Southeasterners as a whole and Southeastern extraction politicians. A lot of people have been calling out Southeastern politicians, saying that they are the cause of their own marginalization, that Igbo's character have been the cause of the ban of their problem. But a senator, or rather a politician that is a House of Rep member, begs to disagree. And he has all this to say. And in another relative news, also, the APC primaries have come and long gone, but the wounds are still being felt in Southeastern Zone, where the politicians didn't fare too well. Okay, but now the challenge now is they're about to unveil those who caused this mayhem to their politicians. But before we go to the newspaper, to ram this all into one, like and subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Let's go straight into the news. Where a Federal House of Representative member representing Ethiopia Federal Constituency, Ben Igbakpa, few hours ago disclosed that the Southeast has little or no stake in the political blueprint as far as the nation is concerned. According to him, a lot of people have accused political leaders from the Southeast of being behind their own exclusion from national politics because of their failure to align with other regions, but he said it shouldn't be so because of Nigeria's multi-ethnicity, which must appreciate equity. He wrote, and I quote, "The Southeast has little or no stake in the political blueprint, and it is unfair how they are said to just accept the linear order and circumstances. Some say it's their fault because political inclusion is about alignment, but I disagree. Our heterogeneity must appreciate equity." Alright, but in another news, very quickly, here is what a group in Southeast have decided to do over the very terrible outing being done in APC by Southeastern politicians. Southeastern communities under the aegis of Association of Southeast Town Union, that's ASITU, ASETU, has decried the case of marginalization of Igbo in Nigeria, both in politics and social development. It describes the presidential primary elections of the All Progressive Congress APC and the People's Democratic Party PDP, where they hatefully failed to produce a Southeast presidential candidate, as a clear manifestation of conspiracy and lack of want of Igbo in Nigeria, which they said was responsible for the agitation for Biafra Republic. ASITU National President Chief Emeka Diwe, who spoke on Friday in Enugu, said the names of the APC Southeast delegates who refused to vote for Igbo presidential aspirants but sold their vote for money will be complied, as in they'll compile it, it will be compiled and disgraced. Diwe said, and I quote, "Our fear is that this ugly incident has graduated to the terrible state of alienation for us. There could be no better time to ensure that Igbo man deservedly become the president of Nigeria than now." He stated that going by the constitutions of the major political parties, they were expected to zone the president to South this time. In South, also Southeast was supposed to be automatic beneficiary, but the only zone that has not tasted either the exalted position of the president or even the vice president since democracy dispensation began in 1999. The Southwest had had the president for 8 years and the vice president for 8 years. By May 29, 2023, the South had the president for 6 years and the vice president for 2 years, leaving the Southeast with none. It is only equitable, just and fair that the Southeast produces the next president of Nigeria, which begins with all the political parties fielding an Igbo presidential candidate. The Igbo had made the such concession to the Yoruba in the past, but the deep-rooted hatred for Igbo by other tribes in Nigeria has played out. Hence, the ruling APC and PDP refused to cede their presidential ticket to Southeast. Rather, they went to yet another northerner for PDP and the Yoruba for APC. He regretted that despite such brazen injustice and marginalization had received regular mention by agitation groups both in Southeast and other regions, it had continued. We, however, dove our hearts for Igbo aspirants, particularly Dr. Bonayonu and others, for their courage and boldness in speaking out against injustice meted to Southeast during their speeches at the primary elections. Associate President disclosed that the party primaries had also exposed the real saboteurs in Igbo land. These are the S.East delegates who were chosen to represent Igbo, but went there to feast their nests. They practically sold out their own Igbo brothers and voted for aspirants of other regions, obviously because of money. Records show that 5 southeastern states had about 389 delegates, that's votes. In the case of APC, of this number, Ebonyi State had 39 delegates, Imo had 100, Anambra had also another 100, Abia had another 100, and Enugu had 50 votes. But shamefully, only 40 from this number went to Southeast aspirant. It is important to mention that 39 of the 40 votes came from Ebonyi State delegates. Governor David Umahi of Ebonyi State got 38 votes, while Dr. Bonayonu had 1 vote. The other 1 vote went to Honorable Emeka Nwajuba. The question is, who did other Igbo delegates of Southeast vote for? Certainly contestants from other zones. It is for this patriotic reason that I said to, therefore, thumbs up for all the delegates from Ebonyi State for making Igbo proud. They did not sell out nor allow their reasoning to be swayed by pecuniary interest. They are the true sons of their fatherland and their forefathers. They have made the Igbo Hall of Fame. As in, these guys that voted for their brothers, the Igbo brothers, have made Igbo Hall of Fame with appropriate rank and designation. And for those shameless desecrators of their fatherland, we have traditional way of handling such deviants. We therefore call on all the traditional heads and Akajo force. Hey, Akajo force is not a small thing, no. And the Akajo force of Igbo land to do the needful with their Ofor, while calling on the aged Umuada, Umuokpo, to do the needful with their hindsight. Aye. Dewey reviewed the union had directed all the president general in the affected areas to compile their names for subsequent exposure and committal into a disgraceful hall of shame, declaring that enough is enough. Ebelebe, these things are about to change. Now they're trying to go diabolical if need be to punish those who could not even. This one is a case of Esau and Jacob. You cannot even, at least, even if you don't gain anything, gain the fact that you went, even if you did not win, you stood like a gallant soldier. You have now seen, even though people are saying yes, Igbos are they are the problem of themselves and all that, but let's look at equity. Let's look at what does the constitution say. If they continue like this, honestly, you may understand, then you may have every reason, every cause to tell these Biafrans to agitate and get their Biafra, because it's not fair. You will not accept them in, and you also let them go, and you not allow them to go into affairs of issues, and you say, okay, it is not your right, you have to work for it. If you will not allow them in, then please let them go. That's what